الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين من بعد. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارزقنا علما نافعا في الدين والدنيا والآخرة يا سميع الدعاء. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Last Sunday's halaqah of Arabic lesson, we went through lesson 3. Lesson 1 and lesson 2, we have covered it in the past, alhamdulillah. So lesson 3, we went to it, and later it was about definite and indefinite. And in it, we also were focusing on what the dual or the duality of the nouns are, as well as the plurality of the noun. The words that you have been collecting in the form of vocabulary or that you have been writing down, you were given a homework last Sunday to bring what the nouns are with dual form as well as what the nouns are with plural form. Okay. So, who has done the homework?
I haven't done. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you were not here.
But I was ill. I didn't. But I can.
No, the ones who are not here, they're excused.
I can go ahead with that.
That's fine, inshallah. The ones who are not here on last Sunday, you don't need to worry about it.
I can make it up, you know.
Inshallah.
Well.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Who else? Okay. 5. And the rest? Who were not here last Sunday? I wonder why. Okay. Isa, yeah? Remind me the words that you have written.
On the page 3.
Yeah? هؤلاء بيوتهم. Okay. So that's the plural. What about the dual? Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the dual one. Then we're going to focus on the plural. Okay. So baytuna is not the correct word. Okay. Always remember, at the end of any noun, generally speaking, alif noon or ya noon. Okay. So when it comes to ya noon, that ya noon means linear. What is linear? Linear means that I sound, like alif, ya, fatha, I. Okay. Or alif noon that I mentioned. So these two are the examples of dual. I will write them down, inshallah, later on. So baytun, it will be baytani. Okay. What did I say? Baytani. So that's the dual form. And for hada, same way that you have added alif noon with the word bayt, is the way that you're going to add alif noon with the word hada. So hadani. Okay. So already there is alif on hada at the end. All you need to do is just add noon kasra at the end. Okay. So the word hada, you just add noon kasra with it, it becomes dual. So if you could write it down, please. Yes.
Right. Right.
Yes. Yes. So hada becomes hadani in dual form, and baytun becomes baytani. Okay. So alif noon with ta, then noon kasra at the end. We're going to go through the easy one. That's why we're going through the dual form of it. Okay. Then comes masjidun. Remember, hada we already mentioned that you need to add nun kasra at the end. Masjidun, what happens to masjidun? I'm talking about dual now, not talking about plural.
Masjidan.
Masjidani, good. So the matin is omitted and you put alif after dal, then nun kasra. Okay. So masjidun becomes masjidani. That's dual. So the word babun. Babani. Okay. As I said, the alif noon with the last ba, remove the dhammatain and put alif, then fatha on ba, second ba, then noon kasrani. Okay, babani. So, hadani, babani, as we mentioned. Now, when it comes to the kitabun, kitabani. Okay, hadani kitabani. Qalamun, qalamani. Okay, so you are adding alif noon with mim. Miftahun, miftahani. Don't forget the stretching of ta. Okay. Maktabun, maktabani. Again, you are having the alif noon. Sarirun. I said sarirun. No, you are saying it wrong. Sarirani. So there is no al. Sarirani. Okay. Kursiyun. What happened to the shadda of here? How come shadda is getting omitted? Kursiyani. There is shadda on ya. Can you see it? Kursiyun, right? So that becomes kursiyani. Okay. What other words have we got? Qamis. Okay. Qamisani. Good. Then the word star. Najmani. Najmun, najmani. Okay. If we go to page 7, the doctor is called what? Let's focus on the word. Oh, you haven't got the book. That's the no wonder why.
No, I'm opening it actually. Taking time.
So tabibun is the word that is written here. So tabibun becomes what? Tabibani. Then you've got the boy. Boy is called? Becomes? Waladani. Okay. Student? Talibun. Talibani. Okay. Rajulun? Rajulani. Now page 8. You've got the word tajirun, tradesman. Tajirani. Okay. Kalbun. Kalbani. Okay. Qittun. Qittani. Okay. Qittani. Himarun.
Himarani. Himarani.
You're missing something.
All right, okay. Yeah.
Himarani. There is alif after meme, so don't omit that, please. Hisanun. On page 9.
Hisanani.
Hisan.
Hisani.
Nani.
Hisanani. Okay. Jamalun.
Jamalani.
Okay. Dikun.
Dikanu. Dikani.
Dikani. By the way, the hada is still, you have to put the noon kasra at the end. Hadani. Okay? And mudarrisun.
Mudarrisani.
Are you writing these down? It is easy to say, but are you writing it down? I know that I'm going to write it down, but I want you to also write it down. Even if you make mistakes, write them down. Because when I'm going to write down, then you're going to compare your writing with my writing, so that there is an opportunity for you to see whether you're right or wrong. You need to put yourself into that habit. Okay? Even when we were listening to the teachers as we were growing up and studying Arabic, not studying Arabic, studying in Arabic medium, we would hear and take the notes. And sometimes we would later on, even if the teachers did not write, we would ask the teacher, and then we would correct with the teacher. So have this approach, please, to learn Arabic, inshallah. Barakallahu feekum. Saying it easy, I know that you are saying it, and I gave you the formula that you need to add alif and noon. So add them after each words that you are saying. Okay. With hada, as I said, you just put noon kasra at the end, and with other words that we were going through, alif and noon. Okay. With this, we finished lesson 1. Okay. So the way that if you have got a notebook that you're taking notes, so have a column for the singular ones, okay? The words that they are the way that they are written in the book, okay? Column for the singular, column for the dual, and the last column would be for the plural. Okay? Then you would know as to what is what. Does it make sense? So the first column would be for the singular ones, the second column would be for the dual, and the third column would be for the plural. Page 14. We have the word dhalika, right, on this lesson. Dhalika. What is the dual of dhalika then? Dual. That's an interesting question for you guys. Dhalika. Dhalika is singular, we are seeing here. Remember, hada for the near one, and dhalika we mentioned for the far one. So dhalika, what is the dual of it?
Zalkan.
No.
Hazan.
No, hadani we said it already. No. This yanun is not going to work on this. Indicative nouns.
Zalika.
Haulai won't work here? No.
Haula, we are talking about plural. You didn't go to that yet.
All right.
Okay. We're still in dual. So it would be dhalikuma. So dhalika, it becomes kuma. The last letter kaf fatha you put dhamma on it, and at the then mean alif. So dhalikuma. Okay. The tissue box. Where's the tissue box? So now we mentioned hadani, and the nouns that are being mentioned after hadani, as we practiced from lesson 1. The duality of those nouns remain as they are. You are just changing whether it is this or that, these or those. Okay. So dhalikuma is still those, because we said dhalikal kitabu, that book. Okay. Dhalika qalamun, that is a pen. So when we are saying there are two pens, dhalikuma qalamani, those two are two pens. So dhalikuma, those. And this word those is also for the plural form. Okay. As the word this, which is singular, then the plural duality of this we mentioned. When we mentioned hadani qalamani, these are two pens. The word these is used in English language whether it is for dual or plural. So in other words, the difference between Arabic and English when it comes to differentiating it is that the word these, anything more than one, these. Anything more than one, we are using those. Whereas in Arabic, we are not using in this way. Why? Because we've got dhani, as we mentioned, alif noon, which is the alama or the indication of what? Indication of duality. Am I making myself clear? So indication of duality in Arabic, it has to be there, but in English there isn't. Okay, as I mentioned, this, these, that, those. When it comes to Arabic, you have this one, these two, and these three. That one, those two, those three. Do you see the difference now? I'm going to the writing later, but I want you to understand first. Okay, so in Arabic there has to be three. Mudhakkar, Muthanna, Mufrad. I'm pretty sure that I have written it down on the board in the last session. I do wonder if you have taken notes of it. Mudhakkar, Muthanna, Mufrad. Mufrad, Muthanna, Jama. Sorry. Mufrad, Muthanna, Jama. Have you got it written?
It is only Musanna and Muzakkar.
Oh no, Muthanna, we mentioned dual. Mufrad, we mentioned singular.
Hopefully that's not written here actually.
Some who has written it?
Oh,
You got it? Who has got it? You? There is it? You also got it. So Mufrad, singular, we mentioned. Then Muthanna, we mentioned as dual. And then we mentioned Jama as plural. singular هذا ذلك dual هذان ذلكما plural هؤلاء ذلكم. Okay. This alif noon indicates duality. Here, this alif indicates duality. Okay. So now that we have been through the first word, let's go to page 12 as we've got the vocabulary. Okay. We mentioned baytun. What would be the duality of it?
بيتان.
Baytani. Okay. Then we have masjidun. Masjidani. We have another word. Babun. Babani. Then we have kitabun. Kitabani. Qalamun. Qalamani. Then we have miftahun. Miftahani. Maktabun. Maktabani. Sarirun. What is the duality of it? Sarirani. Kursiyun. What's the duality of kursiyun?
Kursiyan. Kursiyan.
What happened to the shadda? What did the shadda go? Did you eat it?
I think so.
No, I said shadda.
That's other.
Kursiyun, you said. So
Yeah.
that's the singular. So what is the duality of it? You said kursiyani.
Kursi.
Kursiyani.
Kursiyan.
Yeah, so shadda, don't delete it. Okay. You see, the shadda is here still. Kursiyani. As I said, just add alif note, but don't forget the shadda. Okay. So kursiyani, I don't know if there is any meaning to that word. On the top of that, it changes the meaning. Okay.
Yeah.
Star is called what? Star. Najmun. Two stars.
Najmani.
Najmani. Then shirt.
Ramisani.
Qamisun to start with. Duality is Qamisani. Doctor is called what?
Habibun. Habibani.
Tabibani. Waladun. What is the duality of waladun?
Wadani. Not sure.
Waladani. Okay. Student is called what? Talibun. Okay. Okay. Another word for student is called what? What is another word for a student? Tilmidun. Okay. We're going to use that word too. Tilmidun. The formula is still the same. So we have got talibani. As well as tilmidani. Okay. A man is called what? So here we are writing Rajulani. Okay. Tradesman. Dual. Tajirani. Tajirani. Okay. Dog. What about cat? What about Hassan? What is Hassan is? What is Hassan called in English? Horse. Hassanun. Himarun is? Don't swear at anybody in Arabic with this word, okay? I know that it gets very easy. I have seen there are Arab students, subhanAllah, in the school environment, when they are amongst themselves, they just swear at them with these and words of animal, okay? Like in the himar, are you donkey? But they don't say, but when they say the word himar, but gives the wrong meaning. Okay, like, yeah, you are intelligent man. This is for the youngsters, by the way. Okay, and the adults. So we mentioned Ketbun, Kalbun, the duality of it is what? Kalbani, Ketbun, good, Ketbani. Hisfanani, then we have Himarani. So we mentioned Alif Noon as the form of what? Duality, right? Another form is with Yanu. Remember, I was at the beginning of the lesson, we mentioned Yanu. Okay, so you will come across this depending on the situation. In the Quran, you would also see it. In a hadith, also, you would see it. Okay. So, Hadani, it can be Hadaini. Okay. But Dhalikuma remains as it is. Okay. Dhalikuma remains as it is in terms of mentioning it for the far things with two numbers. Okay. So teacher is called what? What is another word for mudarrisun as well in Arabic? Good. Mudarrisun. I'm gonna write down muallimun as well.
أستاذ أستاذ
نعم.
can say أستاذ.
No, I mentioned. Call me Ustadh, no problem. Okay, because you are used to this. But for the learning purpose, I will tell you is that teacher is called actually muallimun mudarrisun.
It's not Fusha. Is it not Fusha?
Fusha, no, it is in the Fusha, yes, but for those who have attained the highest level of academic achievements. Yeah. So the ones I don't think there is anything after PhD, is there? Same thing in the Arabic institutions as well.
Like professor.
Yes. I'm not. You call me that, that's not a problem because we are used to that. Okay. Even in the Arab culture as well, whenever we are learning Quran and whatnot, we call them Ustad, that's not a problem. It's like a casual thing with respect. Understandable. But here, call me Ustad, but don't write it here as we're just learning it. Okay? So, mudarrisun, muallimun. Mudarrisani and what?
Muallimani.
Good. Muallimani. What is this called?
Mindil. Mindil.
What is the duality of it?
Mindilani.
Mindilani. Okay. Mindilun, mindilani. Last word. Rooster. Deekun. What is chicken then? Deekun. Deekani. Dujaj. Is it Dajaj or Dujaj? With Fatha. People also say Dujaj as well, so I'm gonna write down with the Fatha, okay? Dajajatun. Oh no, Dajajun. Let's say Dajajun. Due to shortage of space, I'm not gonna write down the plurals. As for those who have written down the plurals, see if they are the way that it is. Inshallah, we'll go through that. Alhamdulillah, we've got time. So the ones who have not written down the dual, I suggest that you write down all these. And that gives an indication that we need a bigger board. Inshallah. So, any questions?
Why did Dalika?
Allah mentions the word ذَلِكُمَا مِمَّا عَلَّمَنِي رَبِّي. Okay.
Going to take in a picture form and then put it in a group. Has any group been made or has been done or?
I'm not sure about that, but I would not rely on it that much because even if you take the picture of it, as you are seeing, the writing is somewhat small. So I still suggest that you take the mean to write it down. As much as there can be something to be shared in the WhatsApp group or I think in the community group, but still I would recommend that the writing that I have done over here on the board, you write it, okay? Because some people may not have smartphones. Okay.
In the beginning, it was discussed that it will be uploaded.
That's different discussion. That's different discussion altogether.
Okay.
But I'm saying that I would still go through the traditional mean of writing. Okay. So let's do some word before I write down the plural. Baytun, what's the plural of baytun? Isa, the wrong one that you said, what was the wrong one? Baytuna?
Buyutun.
Buyutun, okay. We're just practicing now, and then I'm going to write down Buyutun, okay? Then we have got Masjidani. What would be the plural of Masjidani?
Sajid.
Masajid.
Sajidun.
Masajidun. Yes, have the full word, please. Babun.
Abwabun.
Abwabun. Kitabun.
Kutubun.
Kutubun. Qalamun.
Qalamun.
Aqlamun. Okay. Aqlamun. Miftahun.
Mafatihun.
Mafatihun. Okay. I want to see if you know these words. Okay. Maktabun.
Makatibun.
Makatibun. Okay. Sarirun.
Sarairun.
Sarairun. Wrong. Good try though. I have to applaud you for that. Allah
How we
Akbar.
can write this actually? You know?
Okay. Letters are correct. You are reading it wrong.
Sarair.
Usratun means family, by the way.
Sarair. Sarairun.
Sara'irun could do, but still I'm not convinced with that. Asirratun is the best word. Okay, asirratun. Okay. Kursiyun. Good. Karasiyun. Kursiyun, karasiyun. Najmun.
Najumun.
Hmm? You said what? Najumun, you are saying, or nujumun. So najmun is singular, so plural would be what? Nujumun. Okay? Nujumun. Qamisun. Qumsanun. Qumsanun. That's the plural, okay? Then we have tabibun. Atibba'un. Okay. You see tabibun, sarirun, how they are together in terms of pronouncing it, in terms of the wazn as well. I don't know how to explain the word wazn, but look at it. Tabibun, sarirun. However, when it comes to a plural, it changes. Okay. Atibba'un, we mentioned for tabib, the plural form of tabib. When it comes to sarirun, we mentioned asirratun. Okay. We did not say asirra'un, asirratun. But look at it, the a is there, by the way. Okay. Then the kasra of sin, they are there, but it starts with a. Sarirun asirratun, tabibun atibba'un. Okay. So remember that the way sometimes plurality of any noun can be with alif at the beginning when you are saying the word. Okay. And same would go for waladun. What is the plural of waladun? Yes. Are the things sinking into your head now? Are these that? So waladun. Remember earlier I said that whenever it comes to giving the plurality to any noun, by the way, these are all here. They are mudhakkar, by the way. Just so you know, they are all mudhakkar. We did not delve into the muannas, by the way. These are all mudhakkar. And I'm pretty sure the sisters would not be upset because we are not talking about masculine gender here. But here we are talking about mudhakkar words, masculine words. Okay, but plural, as the example of asid ratun we mentioned, there is ta marbuta, which is an indication of femininity. But that is how it is. There are many male names that you have ta marbuta at the end. Doesn't mean that the person himself is a female. Okay. So going back to what I was saying. So awladun is plural of waladun, by the way. Awladun is plural of waladun. So tabibun, we mentioned it starts with a at the beginning when you are pluralizing it. Sarirun, we mentioned asirratun, it starts with a. So remember, in the future when we go for different lessons and when we are going through some grammatical aspects of Arabic language, we'll come across this, like how to pluralize it and what would be the cases in detail, inshallah. Okay, so talibun, plural of talibun would be what? By the way, we mentioned awladun, right? Tullabun. Okay. Tullabun is the plural of talibun. Tullabun is the plural of talibun. What is the plural of tilmizun then?
Talamizatun.
We said still we are on mudhakkar. You are right, but now you messed it up at the end having the ta marbuta. Talami.
Talamiza.
No, tilmizun.
Talamizun.
Exactly. Talamizun. Okay? Tilmizun, talamizun is the plural. Okay. Then we have got rajulun. It is easy. Rijalun. Okay? All you have to do is change the haraka of ra and jim, then put alif after jim. Tajirun.
Tijara.
Tajirun, tradesmen. Tajirani, two tradesmen. Plural would be
Tujara.
Tujjarun.
Is there anything to write down? Like, how visualize it? Like,
I know you can't visualize it, but some people have done it. I'm just making sure that you know how to pronounce them by listening. Okay, that's why I'm not writing it up, because if I start to write these things down, as you are seeing, the second column pretty much its space is all gone. I don't want the same thing to be congested, so I'm going to write them down in the next class, inshallah. Okay, we'll go through that one more time quickly in terms of writing them. So tajirun, tujjarun we mentioned. Okay, ta, jim, alif, ra, dhamma on ta, then shadda on jim, alif, then ra, dhammatain. Okay. Kalbun, kalbun,
Kullabun.
letters are correct, but pronunciation is wrong. Kalbun, kilabun, kilabun. Okay, kalbun, kilabun. Qittun, what is the plural of qittun? Tricky one now, yeah? We're getting into the tricky words. Qitatun. Qitatun. Okay. So when you say qitatun, there is no shadda in any letter. The way that you have here, qittun. Okay. So qitatun. Next word is hisanun. What's the plural of it? Ihsan. No. Good try though. Hisanun, we'll come back to that. Himarun, we'll also come back to that. Mudarrisun, this should be easy. Mudarrisun, mudarrisani, we mentioned. Mudarrisani for dual. What's the plural? Mudarrisuna. So basically you're adding waw noon at the end. Okay? Mudarrisuna. Muallimun, same as mudarrisuna. So muallimuna.
Oh, it could be Mudarrisani as well.
No, that's for dual.
No, but plural.
No.
Mudarrisun and Mudarrisain.
Mudarrisun singular. Mudarrisani, I have written it down for you from the bottom. Second line from the bottom, first word. Mudarrisani. That's for dual. So mudarrisuna is for the plural. And when it comes to plural, waw noon is the indication of plurality at the end. At the end of noun, waw noon is the indication of plurality. So mudarrisuna we mentioned, muallimuna we mentioned, mindilun, mindilani we mentioned. You got to remember, muallimun is something to do with human. Mindil is not something to do with the human. So
only for human is una.
in this waw noon at least, yeah.
Manadilun.
Correct. Manadilun. Okay. Hisanun, himarun, dikun, dajajun. Dikun, it is diyakun, if I'm not mistaken. Diyakun. That would be the plural. Okay. But again, don't quote me on that, because I also need to revise now. These 4 words were. It's been a while that I haven't taught Arabic, so I need to get back to you on hisanun, himarun, dikun, and dajajun, the plural of these 4 words. As for the other words, I believe that you are pretty much clear on that. Imamun. We mentioned Imamun. What's the dual of Imamun then? Dual of Imamun.
Imamani.
Yes. Thanks for copying it. So Imamani. Okay. Imamun, Imamani. Okay. Is there female to Imamun?
No female imam.
No, I'm saying the word Imam. Is there femininity to the word Imam? No, there isn't. Okay, in Arabic language, even the women in the culture, you will see that they would always take the men as the Imam. However, the Imam, in terms of what Imam does, is called Imamatun. But don't confuse the word Imamatun with being the female Imam. Just because there is ta marbuta at the end. Okay.
So even Yam Jahiliyyah, they never used to use it.
Yeah. So that's why I have not put tradesperson when I said the tajirun, because in this day and age, it is as though that if you put anything like that, it is as though that you are offending the opposite gender, whereas in reality it is not the case. Okay. Until the day of judgment, there will be two genders. Okay. So imamun, imamani. Okay. So what is the plural of, yeah? Wow, you jumped to the queue. Yeah, what the plural of imam is? A'immatun. Okay. So imamun, imamani, a'immatun. So write down the word imam. Okay, on that far right column with the collection of the words. Imamun, and it is already on, I think, you can look for this word on page 16 in the vocabulary, imamun. Okay. And then in the dual column, write down imamani.
So plural will be aimatun.
A'immatun.
Shadda at me. Shadda on. There will be shadda on me.
Yes. Yes. Shut down me. Barakallahu fiqh. Na'am. Hajarun. Also write down Hajarun next to Imam on the column of singular one. So Hajarun means a stone. So what will happen to the dual form of Hajarun? Easy, as it is.
Hajaran.
Hajarani. Okay? Hajarun, Hajarani. What is the plural of Hajarun then?
Hijrun.
Yarun. Yarun.
Hajarun is singular. Okay? So Ahjarun is one plural. Ahjarun. Then Allah mentions in the Quran, Hijaratan min as-sama. Remember? I don't know, the ones who are Hufaz. وإذ قالوا اللهم إن كان هذا هو الحق من عندك فأمطر علينا حجارة من السماء. So the verse that I recited, it is, if I'm not mistaken, in Surah Al-Anfal. When they said that, when I think it was Bani Israel, that when Musa went to them, or the way it came to that, وَإِذْ قَالُوا اللَّهُمَّ, and remember when they said that إِنْ كَانَ هَذَا هُوَ الْحَقَّ, that if it is from you, the haqq, the truth, من عندك فأمطر علينا حجارة من السماء. Then give us the rain of the stones from the heaven. أو ائتنا بعذاب أليم, or give us the punishment that is painful. So the ones who were given the da'wah to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the prophets in the past, one of those nations said this, that if it is the truth from your Lord, meaning the prophet who was giving them da'wah, people said that if it is the truth from your Lord, okay, then, O Allah, either shower us with the stones or give us the painful punishment. حجارة من السماء أو ائتنا بعذاب أليم. Okay, so either one of them. So that was like the audacious mentality towards the prophets and messengers that people were sent. So hijara, that's the key word that I'm focusing on. Hijaratun means stones. Okay, ahjarun would be the appropriate at this time because this is from the Fushat. Okay, and ahjarun is also, if I'm not mistaken, there is a religious context to it as well, and there is evidence from the Quran and the Sunnah with regard to the word jar. Okay. And this column that you have you have done, the column for singular one and the column for the dual one, we're going to go through that even more. There are some more words that we'll go through that, inshallah, in the next Sunday's halaqah, and that would be on the 24th, inshallah al-aziz. Okay? Inshallah, we'll stop here today for the Arabic class. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq. اللهم آمين. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. بارك الله فيكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.